Hey Soul Fam, how you doing? Welcome if you are new to the channel, and welcome back if you love me. We're going to spin the wheel, see whose turn it is today. I'm so excited. I have so much to tell y'all too. Virgo. All right, Virgo. Let's get your chart of the moment. I had such an amazing conversation today, which you guys will get at some point. I was on Zoom today with Stephanie from Dreamer Apothecary, and we recorded the whole thing about, in total, probably like 4 hours worth of conversation. And it was divine conversation, and we're gonna have it posted and shared out. So as soon as I get that stuff, just know you guys will have it here on the channel. So it was such an incredible conversation. I fucking love Stephanie so much. So let me pull this up for you guys. So Virgo, we got South Node in your sign. As of this exact moment, Fortune is in your sign, right? Part of Fortune. But I think the biggest thing for you guys with the South Node, the way I describe South Node is kind of like a magic eraser, right? For things that are in misalignment, it erases it out, right? It'll realign you and get rid of things that are in misalignment. So if you have significant Virgo placements, as the South Node travels through your sign, it's at 23 degrees right now and ticking backwards. The nodes go backwards. And if you have any significant placements in Virgo, it's going to hit those things and erase things if it's in misalignment, right? So like if you were to have Venus in Virgo, let's just say, and your partner is not in alignment with your highest good, the energy's off. South Node going over Venus will help you let go of that contract, right? You'll feel divinely pulled to let it go. If it's Mars, if you're doing things, right, creating things that are out of alignment, South Node will redirect you. And that's a big facet of South Node. Right now, it's in square to Mercury. And so there are certain things that are challenging the South Node's ability to erase what it needs to erase. And in this case, it's Mercury, which is logic and reason. Logic and reason, as including other things too, because Mercury is also tied to merchant. And there's things to do with money that are also facilitated through the planet Mercury. But a lot of it has to do with logic and talking yourself out of it. So if something is on its way out, maybe be mindful to just let it happen, right? Let it happen instead of reasoning yourself out of it. There's nothing in Sag giving you any shit. And there's really nothing in Pisces other than the North Node, but that's to be expected with South Node and Virgo, right? Opposite signs. The nodes are always 180 degrees opposite of each other. And the only other stuff you have going on is challenges from Gemini. And it's all logic, reason, communication, facts. You may be feeling pulled to let certain things go, to do this deep cleaning in whatever house that Virgo rules for you, and have reasons, lots of reasons not to. Okay. Try and do your best to tune into the North Node in Pisces and really listen to your inner guidance or your inner GPS, because it's not going to make sense why you're being called to let certain things go in favor of following your intuition. And yet that is exactly what you need to do, right? Listen to your intuition and not let the facts of the reality kind of talk you out of it. Benefits. You have nothing in Capricorn right now trining on your sign, but you do have Uranus at the tail end of Taurus, right? Uranus is in Taurus at 28 degrees. So if you have late Virgo placements, you're definitely getting the trines to Uranus. And so there may be wild card, high speed happenings changing in the reality that might help give you that push beyond logic and reason. Some things just divinely align and remind you to believe in the higher vibration of things in this world. You know, that there's more to it than just your everyday, like, oh, that's cool. You know, like I was talking to Steph today, and, you know, she's in Florida, and daffodils don't really grow there. But there was this random happening. A daffodil popped up in her garden. And it was like, how cool is that? You know, because it shouldn't be there, right? It shouldn't be there. She's never planted it. Like, it shouldn't be there. And yet it was there, right? Taurus being of the earth and Uranus being what seems like random happenings or high speed changes and downloads that come with it. So if you can follow signs and synchronicities popping up around you, and remember that there's no such thing as coincidences, you might be able to override that Gemini and square that you've got going on in your sign, especially because Uranus is Aquarian energy. It's the high evolution of the air signs, right? So hopefully, if you're dealing with some things coming up and you're talking yourself out of it, maybe you can actually take a step back and give yourself a good deep breath and check in with yourself first, right? I hope you guys appreciate the sound of rain and thunder, because it's here today. This is the sound of the rain that I get when I'm hanging out on my porch. This is how loud the rain can get out here. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's pull the Astro dice, see what other signs may be significant to you, or if you're cross-watching. We've got Cancer. Also rules the moon and the 4th house. Let me get this up here. Cancerian energy. We've also got Mars. And Virgo, Mars is going to be entering your sign this month. And then we've also got 8th house. 8th house, which is also Mars, but because Scorpio, Mars is Scorpio's original ruler. 8th house is Scorpio and Pluto. So you may be a Pluto Virgo, Pluto Virgo. You may also, it may be real significant if you've got strong Cancerian placements, or if you're a Virgo moon. And especially if you've got Virgo Mars, this message might be for you. All right. Having Cancer here, it's 4th house and moon related. Mars is Aries and Scorpio, 1st and 8th house related, and 8th house is most definitely Scorpio, Pluto, Mars related. So any combination of those, especially with Virgo, there's probably something in this message for you. All right, so let's see. We're going to start with the Harrow and get a feel for what is going on, what messages are going to be coming through for Virgo. Especially the house that Virgo rules for you, right? No matter what. For me, Virgo rules my 4th house. Cancer rules the 4th house. It's got me paying attention, right? It's got me paying attention. So pay attention to the house that Virgo rules for you, especially if it relates to the dice. Let's see. Spirit, what is going on with Virgo? What message do they need at this time? What energy do they need to be most aware of in their highest good moving forward? What does Virgo need to know? And or Cancer, Scorpio, or Aries. We've got the Vision. That came out on the bottom of the deck for Aquarius yesterday. And that reading, if you did not catch the Aqua reading yesterday, I don't even care if you got strong Aqua placements. There was so much that came up in the conversation with me and Steph that tied into that reading. It was like, I don't believe in coincidences. Spirit is profound. All right, so we've got the sickness on the bottom. We've got the Vision on energy 1, and then we've got the eclipse with the courtesan. Now, because the nodes are in Virgo, we will be having Virgo and Pisces eclipse throughout the nodal season, okay? And there will be a total solar eclipse in Virgo in September. Okay, something like that. Total, it's a total solar eclipse. Yeah, might be a lunar eclipse. No, total solar eclipse. Yeah, because it'll be Virgo season. Sun will be in Virgo in September, and the moon, it's a new moon. That's the solar eclipse. Okay. Had to check my own self for a second there. So this may be super significant come your own season, and there's a reason why Spirit is telling you now. There's a reason why Spirit's bringing it up now. So let's see. Spirit's giving you a heads up on something. Let's get some further clarities on these energies. I'm using my hand-drawn cards. All right, so these two want to stay out. That chunk's go. I said that chunk is going back in. And it's the eclipsed sun card because it came out with a chunk. Okay, Virgo. Don't be afraid. Oh, we've got honor up there. Spirit honors you. Okay, we're going to leave all these out. We're just going to have a separate little sidebar combo. Clarify the vision, please. Clarify the vision, please. The vision came out with you are stuck here, the crossroad. Clarify the eclipse and the courtesan. The book, that's the Akashic record. And the white rose, purity. The purity came out. This came out in Leo's reading that we did 2 days ago. So we've got theme. We've got theme working. Wow. Scissors are on top. We're going to put that with the sickness on the bottom of the deck there. Okay. Let's get into this first. So the first two cards that wanted to make sure I pulled them were the mirror and the chrysalis. The mirror is about using the outer experience that you're having as a tool to see within the self. And the chrysalis, the way that Spirit guided me to draw this card, the butterfly is almost ready to come out, right? Butterfly is almost there. I feel as if Spirit wants you to look into some things within yourself and get a handle on it, because you might just get propelled into some wild shit. Hey, Kiki Law, how you doing? So this other eclipse energy, right? The eclipse also came out with the starting line, the sonar, which is about going deep within the self, right? To see what's at the bottom, what's been buried and suppressed. This is Pisces area, okay? Came out with the match, followed by the bomb. Whatever's going on, Virgo, between now and September, Spirit is going to kickstart you forward in a really, really big way. Really big way. The eclipse is going to be the start of a super deep dive with the sonar, and it's going to happen really, really fast. It's going to happen really fast. The match with the bomb, like, it's lit. It's Spirit loves you. Spirit loves you, okay? But whatever is buried in there, it's coming up and out. And that's the thing about solar eclipses. When we have total solar eclipses, the way I describe it is like the divine feminine that we suppress takes over, and decisions are made from a deeply subconscious, intuitive, spiritual connection to higher whatever it is, and makes choices for you like a divine intervention. The feminine comes out and things are chosen. Things are chosen from a divine feminine power. The masculine or the mind or the ego that it's tied to gets eclipsed out, right? The sun is the yang, that's the masculine. It gets eclipsed out by the moon, which is the feminine. Black sun. It's like, you think about a yin yang symbol, it is the black spot in the white half of the yin yang. It cannot and will not be denied its ability to act and choose. Same thing happens when we get full moons, right? We get this white spot across the black sky. And full moons are crazy. And it's because certain things of the mind are coming out from the subconscious and being known that was previously unknown, right? That's why full moons are crazy. So when we deal with total solar eclipses, the feminine chooses, period. There is no negotiating with the masculine. The masculine chooses 99% of the time. That's what the masculine facet of the self does. The yang is the shot caller. It's the decision maker. It's the willpower. It's the drive. It makes choices. It chooses things. This is where the feminine steps in and says, enough. You've chosen far enough. And now I'm stepping in, especially if you were choosing out of alignment with yourself, right? Choosing things without listening to your intuition, right? Not doing as you're guided, but doing as you're kind of selfishly motivated, right? From fear state, well, I have this need, I have that need. That's why I keep choosing this. That's why I keep choosing that. I don't feel good. It doesn't feel good. I feel stressed. I feel tired. I feel hurt. I feel unappreciated. I feel all these horrible feelings that I'm ignoring and continuing to choose things that perpetuate those negative feelings. The feminine with a total solar eclipse steps in and says, you cannot ignore me anymore. You cannot ignore the feelings. And the feminine chooses something to get rid of the situation, the person, the place, the circumstance that causes the negative feelings. It says you will not choose against yourself anymore. That's a total solar eclipse. Now, we've got the vision with the crossroad. And I feel like that's your energy. Okay, I feel like that's your energy. You are at a crossroad where you have to choose in your highest good moving forward. Can you honor, right? Honor came out on the bottom of the deck. Can you honor the way you want to feel between now and eclipse season? Can you have your yang, your masculine, and your yin, your feminine, honor each other and shake on it? Right? Can you shake on it within yourself? If something doesn't feel good, I'm not going to choose it anymore. If something does feel good, I'm going to choose that. You'll know if it feels good because it continues to feel good even after you've done it. You know, it's not like drinking into oblivion feels great right now because I don't want to think about this or that. And in the morning you feel like shit, you know, and you're hungover and you're dehydrated. You don't got any energy to do anything, or it doesn't feel good. It's no different with lying. You know, sometimes a lie feels good in the moment because, you know, you got yourself out of trouble or you avoided some kind of consequence or whatever. But at the end of the day, you feel bad that you lied. Right? There's the guilt or the regret that you lied. Like, what if you had just told the truth, right? The what ifs that follow. It doesn't feel good. So can you honor how you want to feel with your choices? The eclipse. Let me read all of these for you. The vision. We'll just get to the vision and start there with your energy. The vision is chaotic neutral. Okay, it's chaos. The vision represents arcane knowledge. Such knowledge can take the form of madness or cryptic words. The card often means an encounter with a quote-unquote crazy person, but it can also signify a brush of genius. You might not know which direction to take, but when you know the direction, other people might call you crazy. And I believe the quote, it's one of my quotes. I might have even put it in the description of the video. But crazy is a word that people use to describe things they don't understand. They don't understand it. Well, this person is running down the street screaming, like bloody hell. They're like, I think that dude's crazy. He might not be crazy. You just don't understand why he's doing what he's doing. Some people would say, staying in a toxic relationship, I don't know why they stay. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's so toxic. It's clearly toxic. Why do they stay? They're not crazy. They're dealing with something you don't understand, right? There's a reason why they are staying. You just don't understand it, which is why it's crazy to you. It's no different with this woo-woo shit, in astrology and tarot. Some people will be like, oh, you're crazy. Oh, you follow that stuff? That's crazy. It's not crazy. They just don't understand it. They don't understand it, right? It's not crazy. Crazy is a word that we use to describe things we don't understand. You might have a brush with genius and need to resist calling yourself crazy for having the thought or having the ping or the pull, the inner guidance to do something. Like your feminine is guiding you for a reason. Your intuition, your divine feminine energy is pulling you in a certain direction. It's not crazy. And I think you'll see real clear in hindsight why it was so important for you to listen, right, to the feminine. Now the eclipse. This is energy number 2. It's the eclipse and the courtesan. The eclipse is lawful evil, which is usually tied to shadow contracts, right? The eclipse represents self-doubt and loss of purpose. This card afflicts those with faith in the divine as their talents can wane under the stress. It can also indicate a loss of way along a path. When the eclipse pops up in Harrow, those who are of the highest path, right, the purity, it'll pop up to try and take you off your path, right? Something will pop up to take you off your path. What you have to ask yourself, though, is it taking you off your highest path or the low one that you're walking, claiming to be a spiritually connected being and yet living in low vibration and not necessarily acting on your intuition? The courtesan, if you look at this card, is wearing a facade. It's a mask, right? It's a mask. With the courtesan, it is chaos, right? Chaotic neutral. It says, courtesan is the card of political intrigue. Her mask embodies social niceties that must be followed. If it slips, negotiations can take an unexpected turn. The card can also indicate someone of power who shapes events, and how they're treated decides the outcome of the situation. How they're treated. The mask can come off. It's the mask that you might have this shadow contract with, where you feel you have to keep it up for appearances. It doesn't feel good, but you have to because it's this label, or you have to because you already made this promise, or you have to because you already gave your word and told someone, yeah, we're going to work it out. Yeah, we're going to try and work it out. because you're this person's label, or you're this label to me. But if it's not in alignment, it's not in alignment. With the Akashic record, right? The book present here is asking you, what story do you really want to tell? Right? Your life story. If you were to put it in a book at the end of your life, are you writing the story you really want to write? Are you writing the story that you really want to write? We're going through so many huge energy transitions. Astrologically speaking, it's profound. The last time I think that all 3 outer planets switched signs at the same time, like it was hundreds of years ago. I was listening to an astrologer talking about it here on YouTube, and I forget her name. Pam? Might have been Pam Gregory. And she was like, the last time this happened was like hundreds and hundreds of years ago. And there is no foreseeable future where it happens again, like in our lifetime or the next. And I feel that this is a huge moment where when these eclipses are popping off, it is around the same time where all of these transits are, you know, really kicking into high gear. You've got to choose. You've got to choose. Because if you don't choose, I feel like the eclipse is going to choose it for you. And it is always more difficult when we don't know why things are happening, as opposed to doing the inner work and allowing yourself to accept that maybe your path feels good being called in a certain direction, and it is not the path that you've chosen for yourself already in your mind. Right? That the path that the masculine mind has chosen already. Hey, Kristen, how you doing? Worn down, but here. Good chaos. Good. Yeah. So let's get some insight, because I feel like you're so close, Virgo, with that chrysalis card. So close. It's just a matter of looking a little bit deeper. And knowing that if and when the curveballs come Virgo season, that you can accept them with peace in heart, as opposed to fear of uncertainty. Because if something is not meant for you to move forward with you, moving forward in your highest good, come September, it's going to be removed, right? It's going to be removed for you. All right. We're going to pull the Wild Unknown Tarot. We're also going to do the Hermetic Tarot. So Spirit, please. For Virgo, Cancer, Scorpio, or Aries, right? And anybody else who resonates with the different signs and planets and stuff, the different houses. Let's see what is going on with this. Remember the house that Virgo rules for you and what you've got in there, because these things are going to show up in the read in pertinence to that house and those placements that you have, right? I'm sure my deck is upright. I had a feeling. All right. One more shuffle. All right, Spirit. What does Virgo and those who resonate need to know about this energy? Because I do feel like it's a heads up. We got the Princess of Pentacles, the Strength card, really, there's a white rose on this card too. If you guys are familiar with the Death card in traditional Rider-Waite, Death has a white flower on the flag. And when I looked it up what the white flower was, because I looked it up one day, it's a white rose. The same flower, same white rose is on the card right here on the Strength card. And the Strength card in the Leo reading that we just did a couple days ago has a white rose in its mouth. To top it off, we're talking about the nodes, right? That's North Node. That's the symbol for North Node. Definitely giving you a heads up about eclipse season. What else? We've got Justice out here. We've got the King of Swords, and we've got Justice and the Knight of Swords. Lots of air. Might be those challenges coming from Gemini. We've got yin yang on these cards. We were just talking about it. This Justice card has yin yang on the bottom. How about that? And it's Venus getting weighed against Saturn. Venus is on one side of the scale and Saturn is on the other. I'm getting clarities. Clarify the King of Swords. I've got the Knight of Pentacles on the Princess of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups on the Strength card. We've got Temperance, Sag energy on the King of Swords. Clarify Justice, please. Clarify Justice, please. The Six of Wands. Love that. Also has the North Node symbol on it. Also has the North Node symbol on it. These are traditionally Leo cards, but that is not Leo's symbol. That is North Node. So let's see, clarify the Knight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords. Further clarify it, please. The Three of Swords. Further clarify it, please. Whoa, story time. Wow. Virgo, your card's out here. The Hermit came out with the Five of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, and the Death card. Scorpionic energy, like on the dice. Wow. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Chariot, Cancerian energy. Top is the Six of Swords. Take it a layer deeper for me. Take it a layer deeper for me, please, Spirit. Give me three more. Give me one more. And the Seven of Wands. Wow. In the reverse. Wow. Sun is on the bottom. Leo energy. Top is the Eight of Swords. Check this shit out. It's a fucking chrysalis. Spirit guided me to use this deck. Wow. We've got it out twice now. The only reason why you're still in that chrysalis while you're ready, right, ready to bloom, is because of fear. The Eight of Swords, right? Afraid to shine bright. Afraid to be seen. Like seen in soul. Wow. Wow. Okay. I think you know, with the Chariot and the Six of Swords on the first deck, top and bottom, The Chariot in this deck is the Lord of the Triumph of Light. Look what it says on the bottom of the deck, or the bottom of the card, rather. Lord of the Triumph of Light. This is a divine intervention card. The Chariot moves us forward. The Nine of Pentacles is under that. It's sovereign. The Spirit is moving you towards sovereignty. The Six of Swords is earned success, right? Moving you forward. Two huge forward momentum cards. The deeper layer is the Sun with the Eight of Swords. It's that fear of shining. That's what's alchemizing. That's what's alchemizing, and you're going to be presented with an opportunity to allow the Emperor to align with the feminine. This card also has an eclipse on it. There's 3 of them now. 3 eclipses. Solar eclipses at that. You've got to seize the opportunity to listen to your feminine energy, and you could start doing it now. This is why Spirit is giving you the heads up. Do not be afraid to shine in your light and resonate with your truth. Okay. The first 3 cards. We've got the Princess of Pentacles with the Knight of Pentacles. It came out clarified by the Seven of Swords. The Princess of Pentacles, or the Page of Pentacles, is all like carpe diem, seize the moment, seize the day, right? Seize the opportunity type energy. It's the seeds that get planted. The Knight of Pentacles takes for fucking ever to grow, right? It takes forever to move forward, overly cautious, doesn't want to necessarily take a step forward without knowing what's coming, right? The Knight of Pentacles. When we have an opportunity, we need to seize it. We can't sit on it. We can't sleep on it because we rob ourselves of it. The Seven of Swords is a thief. If we wait on the opportunity, we rob ourselves of it. We've got the Strength card with the Ten of Cups, and it came out clarified by the Two of Swords, which is another eclipse. There's another eclipse on that card. We've got 4. We've got 4. Okay. The feminine on the Strength card is subduing the lion, right? Letting the lion know it's okay. It's okay to take a back seat. It's okay to take a back seat. You want the Ten of Cups? You want the Ten of Cups, the fulfillment, the dream, the happily ever after. It's okay. Let me choose for you. Because what you've been choosing, trying to get happiness, hasn't worked. Trying to get stability hasn't worked. Trying to feel safe or loved, it hasn't worked, right? You're trying all these things. You're trying to figure it out, right? That bullshit word. You're either doing it or you're not. And the feminine's like, I know you're trying, but you're trying because you're not. Like, you're not doing it. You're not creating the Ten of Cups. You don't know what you're choosing because you're not listening to me and how I feel, right? The feminine, you're not listening to the yin of your yang. You're choosing against me, right? You're choosing against me. You're choosing things that don't feel good, and you're choosing it every day. Why are you choosing it? Have you no faith? Have you no faith? The Two of Swords is there at a crossroad. That's the crossroad. It comes out with the Six of Swords, the King of Swords, and Temperance. King of Swords is Aquarian energy. It can also be Libran energy, right? Cardinal air can also be Libran energy. It's talking about moving forward, right? The Six of Swords wants to move forward. It wants that as above, so below, right? The vision into the reality. It wants to take the happily ever after that you see for yourself and make it real. It comes out with Temperance, which is the alchemy. And if you think about the numbers, right? Me and Steph were talking about this. The 1, which is the Magician, and the 2, which is the High Priestess, right? The masculine and the feminine together together equal 3, which is the Empress, and that's the high manifestation or the receptivity, right? But when they're separate, when 1 and 2 are together, but they're still separate, they're the 12, which is the Hanged Man. It's spiritual stagnation. You have the masculine energy, you have the feminine energy, but they're not together. They're not working together. They're separate. You get stagnation at the Hanged Man. Temperance is the 1 with the 4. The 4 is the Emperor. The 4 is the Emperor. The Emperor is Yang. That's the masculine energy, right? Mars. That's the Yang. When you have the 1 and the 4 together but separate, you have the desire to manifest, but your sense of control and power is separate from your desire. You're choosing things separate from what you desire. What you desire is not what you're choosing. You get temperance. Temperance is the alchemist that gets you back in alignment with choosing what you need to choose. Because if you are committed, right, committed to a belief system, the Hierophant, and you're manifesting as the masculine and choosing, but you're not choosing in alignment with your belief system, what happens? You get the Devil card. You get the Devil. Spirit is speaking to you and saying, if you do not know why you're choosing what you're choosing or how you're choosing what you're choosing, we have to reestablish your belief system. The 1 and the 4 separate is 14. Together, it's 5. The 5 is the Hierophant card. That's beliefs. That's faith. It's also the key to healing Chiron. The Hierophant holds the keys. The Hierophant holds the keys. The keys are Chiron. How do we alchemize you as the creator, right? The 1, and bring your creator energy into high alignment with high masculine energy? We've got to switch some things up, right? We've got to switch some things up. The 1 and the 4 is still the 5, and it's a chaos number. It's a number of change, right? Change and momentum. Something's got to give. Go through the alchemy. You're shown. You are shown because you're in the Temperance card. You haven't hit the Devil yet. The Devil's nowhere to be found. You have an opportunity, right? Princess of Pentacles. You have an opportunity to move forward in a direction where you are not robbing yourself of your 10 of Cups, where you're not giving your power away to what you think you want. I promise you don't want what you think you want. What you want is the reason behind what you think you want. Well, I want this person. I want this partner. Why? Well, so that I'm not alone. Okay, so you just don't want to be alone. Can you take the specifics of that person off and accept that that is the reason what you really want? You don't actually want to be alone. Well, I want this person particularly because I understand them and I can help them. I can heal them. Okay, so what you really want to do is heal yourself then. Because you can't heal anybody else if you don't heal yourself first. Right? Hurt people hurt people. You can have all the best intentions in the world. But if you're wounded, unfortunately, what you're going to do is ripple wounding with you. Right? You're still going to ripple the wounding, no matter how good your intention is. If you didn't heal, you didn't heal. We get the Justice card with the 6 of Wands and the 3 of Wands for a total of 9 Wands. 9 of Wands is Chiron again. And it is knowing that you've been through a lot, but that you haven't given up yet. It's accepting the fact that you're wounded. right? The Nine of Wands has the warrior who's wounded on the card. It's the wounded warrior card, the wounded healer card, right? It's the first time you in the tarot that you actually see and accept the wounds for what they are. I think with justice being there, with the mirror card, right, being here. The Three of Wands is a vision of future and what it's like to take the first step, to hop off pause and take the first step in the right direction. The direction of what is the happily ever after. You know, if you look at traditional Rider-Waite in the background, he's staring off into the distance and there's like a castle or something out there. This is about claiming victory and balance, knowing you've taken the first step. It's kind of like if you've ever seen The Secret, they talk about that. There's a quote, you don't have to see the whole staircase. You just have to see the first step. You don't have to see the whole road from New York to California. If you can only see the first 10 feet in front of you with your headlights in the dark, you can get from New York to California 10 feet at a time. Just seeing the next 10 feet. Spirit said, you can take the first step. You can choose it. You can align with your victory with the Six of Wands. Claim balance. Have that yin-yang balance, right? And move forward into the vision with the right direction. Then we get all of this air energy. The Knight of Swords with the Eight of Swords and the Three of Swords for 11 swords. And 11 is a spiritual number, right? Master Manifester. It's creator energy. I think that the step in the right direction is communicating, Knight of Swords, that you feel stuck where you are, right? The Eight of Swords is out here twice. You feel stuck and trapped where you are, and you don't like it. It's painful. The Three of Swords. It's painful. Being stuck in stagnation is probably one of the most painful feelings for the soul. To know it can move forward, to know it can choose it, and just not communicate it. Right? The masculine speaks things into being. It's the creator, the choice. Well, how do we choose things? We create it ourselves with our hands. We speak it into existence. Right? We choose it. This is about communicating you're not happy. And you have no excuse to defend it anymore. The Seven of Wands in the reverse. No excuses. You can't defend the choice anymore to keep doing it. The little story that came out, the Five of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Six of Cups, and the Death card. If where you are with yourself has reached a rock bottom, like you've got nothing left to give, right? The Five of Pentacles. You have to be able to move on your own. The Hermit, right? Go on the journey. Do the digging, the inner work, the shadow work. Get involved, right? Down deep. Get involved down deep. Look around down there, right? Because on the sonar card, we don't know what we have on the surface, right? We don't know what's coming. We put the mask on. We wear the facade. Well, why do we wear the facade? We wear the facade because we don't know what's coming. We don't like the unknown. Why do we put the mask on? Because we have pain under there. There's fear there. All we know is that we were hurt. This is the inner child at the very bottom. The inner child experienced abandonment, pain, It comes out in this hurt feeling, right? They experienced something that was painful. Now they're feeling hurt. They don't want to feel hurt anymore. So they put on a certain mask, a certain facade so that they don't get hurt anymore. And then you attract things unknown to show you why this is not okay, right? Why the mask and the pain and putting a Band-Aid on it with a mask is not okay. It's not okay. We've got the courtesan. Why are you wearing the mask? Why are you pretending you can be fine doing something every single day that you do not like, that does not feel good, that is physically damning, that is emotionally damning, that is psychologically damning, financially damning, right? Mentally damning? Why do you keep choosing it? Why? You have no reason. You can't defend it anymore. If there is a soulmate involved, 6 of Cups from past lives, you might have to let them go. The Death card, you might have to let them go. We were talking about the 1 and the 3, right? 13. It's not the 4 that is the Emperor, the high masculine energy. It's the Creator with the manifestation, and they're separate. They're not coming together. They're not connecting. It's not in the highest good. The Creator is inside a manifestation that they don't belong. They're inside a manifestation that they don't belong in. Whether the manifestation is a job or a relationship or a place, it's not coming together. So we have to let it go. We have to let the manifestation that we created go, because it's not in alignment. It's not in alignment. The soulmate, we talked about this today with Stephanie, okay? I can't wait for you guys to see this divine conversation that her and I had today. If you made a promise, a vow, sometimes it's the intention behind the vow that is more important than the vow itself. Right? When we get married and we take our vows, right, before God, it's no different than making a vow in soul before the divine. You're saying, I make this vow. I am binding myself, contracting myself to this vow. If the vow no longer serves you, can you let it go? If you took that vow, I will love you till death do us part. Who said that death was just the physical body? What if death is a metaphor for I've changed, I've outgrown? This is not the manifestation I thought it was. You might have had a vow to this person in a past life, right? The 6 of Cups, Scorpionic energy, it's Scorpio Venus. 6 of Cups is Venus and Scorpio. You made a vow in a past life. The thing is, our soul doesn't recognize lifetimes. It's one continuous life. We go through different bodies. We come back in, we die, we come back in, we die. We go through different bodies, but our soul is the connecting factor between them all. The soul doesn't recognize the separate lifetime. So when the body dies, the soul still made the vow, and the vow continues in soul. We made the vow in soul before the divine. If the vow served you then, it served you then. It served your highest good, and it was important then. It might not be in your highest good now. It was in your highest good then. It's not in your highest good now. If the vow was to love them and cherish them, It doesn't have to be via marriage. Maybe the best way to honor them, love them, cherish them is to let them go. Because if you're not happy, they're not. If you're feeling pain and you're wounded, so are they. And you're not in alignment to heal it with each other in this life. That might not be the mission. You guys made a great team in a past life, I'm sure. But it might not be the path now. You know, monks take vows of solitude, vows of poverty, right? They take vows, and it serves them in their journey in this life. Maybe fast forward 10 lifetimes later, that vow of poverty still stands. That vow of solitude still stands. They're constantly losing people that they love, constantly losing money, constantly. Can't seem to keep money. Something comes up. Every time they save it, something comes up. Every time they try and go after it, it's painful. You get worked to the bone, slaving away for nothing at the end. It's because they took a vow of poverty 10 lifetimes ago, and the soul doesn't know the difference. All the soul knows is they made that vow and never released themselves from it. Allow yourself permission to break promises and vows that no longer sit right in your soul. It was a repeating theme when we did the June all signs, all the shorts that are up on the channel. When we did the all signs, you guys want to go back and watch the June all signs video, the long full length video. It's a common theme. The card came out so many times. Let me see if I can actually pull it up. I'm sure I can. Yeah, top of the deck. Of course it's the top of the deck. What promise did you make that your soul knows it doesn't want to keep? Tell your ego to get out of the rabbit hole. Admittance. Your ego, right? The divine masculine energy is in the rabbit hole. It's chosen itself into a hole that it doesn't feel like it can even get out of. The divine feminine will get you out. Listening to your intuition, listening to what feels good. Does it feel good? No? Okay, I'm not going to choose it anymore. It doesn't feel good. I'm not going to choose it anymore. When we had the lunar eclipse, back when we had the lunar eclipse, right? Pisces season, Aries, the very, very beginning of Aries season, we had that off sign eclipse. That happened in my 10th house. I quit my job, my day job. I didn't like how it felt anymore. It didn't feel good anymore. It's not what I signed up for. In terms of relationships, it's no different. You went into it because it felt good. If it's not feeling good anymore, and you've exhausted every possibility to make it feel good again, and it's still not, it doesn't feel good. It's not in alignment with you anymore. It's not in alignment with you anymore. It doesn't feel good. Spirit would not have you suffer. That was the other card that kept coming out. If Spirit had it Spirit's way, you would be happy, fulfilled, and whole and at peace. You would not be suffering if Spirit had its way. Spirit and the divine feminine are hand in hand. The divine feminine would never choose to suffer. The masculine does that. The masculine chooses to suffer unknowingly. It thinks it knows what it wants. It's like a be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. Be careful what you wish for. You just might realize it's not what you want. It's what you thought you wanted. It's not. Hey, Lala, how you doing? What is it that you can no longer commit to? What promise did you make that you cannot keep? What vow that you cannot keep? And the only reason you're keeping it is because you're afraid to shine. You're afraid to shine. You're afraid to be seen for your authentic light. You're conforming to what's expected of you. Or old versions of yourself, right? Old versions of yourself that made promises to people. And now that you're waking up and now that you're healing and now that you're deep diving in, you can't keep that promise. You can't keep that promise. Your energy is elevating in such a way that you can't stay around people who are choosing not to. You can't. It's painful. To try and to be in such a vibration and feel like you have to stay around lower vibration people, it's torture. It's torture. You can't take it anymore. I feel with four different total solar eclipses that came out on these cards. Shit, even the bomb, right? It's all yellow in the background. I've got it all yellow. Even the bomb is black in the midst of all this yellow. The feminine's like a ticking time bomb. She's like, watch what I could do. Watch what I could do. I can light a match. The divine feminine within yourself is powerful. It cannot be suppressed. Cannot be buried. The divine feminine energy that loves you and wants your happiness, your fulfillment, your peace, your stability, your dreams to come true. That's the feminine energy. Just wants you to listen. It just wants the masculine to listen on a regular basis. Like, why does the feminine have to wait for a total solar eclipse to finally choose the highest good? Why can't the masculine choose it on its own by just listening to the feminine within? That's what Spirit wants you to work on. That's what Spirit wants you to work on. Listening to your feminine energy. What feels good? Check in with yourself. Do I like the way being around this energy makes me feel? Do I like the way it makes me feel? Yes, good. I'll keep choosing it. No, okay. I have to stop choosing it then. I have to say no. I have to say no. What's a no today might be a yes tomorrow. What's a yes today might be a no tomorrow. And you have to be able to accept. It could be yes or no, right? At any time. Yes, this feels good. I'm going to keep doing it. Yes, it feels good. Okay, cool. I'm going to keep doing it. It doesn't feel good anymore. Okay, I need to stop. There's no way to reconcile it so that it feels better again. No? Okay, then I got to let it go. Right? My job felt amazing. I loved my job for a year. And then it didn't feel good anymore. I tried to reconcile it. Wasn't reconciling. Okay, I got to go then. I got to go then. I told you this doesn't feel good. And you didn't change or do anything different, which essentially is like a slap in the face. Like, oh, you don't feel good? I don't fucking care. Okay, well, if you don't care about how I feel, you've left me no choice but for me to care about how I feel. And how I feel about you right now ain't good. So I gotta go. I gotta go. You're gonna hit this point, Virgo. You're gonna hit this point where you've got to let it go. You've got to let it go. You could choose it of your own free will, but I promise you, if you wait all the way up until eclipse season, you're going to burst at the seams. You're going to burst at the seams. You might have every logical reason to stay inside whatever it is, right? The Gemini squares going on in your sign. You might have every logical reason to stay. Well, we have a house together. Well, we have children together. Well, we're married. Divorce is expensive. Well, we're far away from family. Well, all of our family is really close. That would be super upset if we split. You will burst at the seams. It doesn't matter if you've got a million reasons to stay. If you're not happy, those million reasons are not going to make you happy. They haven't yet. All those million reasons that you have for staying in whatever this is. None of those reasons make you happy. None of them feel good. Get out of obligation. It doesn't matter what you said. It doesn't matter what you promised. It doesn't matter. If it's out of alignment, it's out of alignment. If it served its purpose, it served its purpose. If you've got to move on, you've got to move on. Because these eclipses, these total solar eclipses, the more we suppress the feminine, it just takes longer. Total solar eclipses happen, but maybe twice a cycle. Once a cycle, maybe twice a cycle. If that. We don't get time back. We don't get time back. Why would you take 30 years to make 10 steps of progress when you could just simply listen to your intuition, listen to your feminine, and make those same 10 steps in 10 days? Why drag it out for 30 years? You can have your masculine and your feminine shake hands and honor each other. You can tell yourself that you are going to honor how you want to feel by choosing in alignment with it. Stop choosing what doesn't fucking feel good. Take the titles, the labels off, and all the obligations that come with them. Open up the door and let the light in. Let the light in. Cut it out. The scissors and the demons under that. Cut it out. I had put up a post. I had broken down the etymology of the word demon. It's D, right? D-E, and mon, M-O-N. D is to separate, right? Separate. Mon is the self, the singularity. Mon. Demon is the separation of self. We deal with our demons and battle with our demons when we are separate from ourself. Capital S. Source, God, creator, whatever you want to call it. When we are separate from ourself, our demons show up to chase us back to the damn light, to help us find it. The darkness serves the light. Why are you battling your demons every day? Maybe just start with accepting that you have separated from yourself, your spiritual self, your highest self, your light. You've separated from your light. Cut the demons off. Remember that you and spirit are not separate. You're just a miniature version of it. That's all. Your little human body, you're just a miniature version of a much larger spirit. That's all of us. Don't stay separate. Cut your demons out. Do the healing. You've got some time, right? It's June. This total solar eclipse ain't popping off until September. You got 3 months. You got 3 months. God knows I'm here. I'm here. We can have a conversation if you want to have a conversation. I have them every day here on the channel now. I'm live every day. You don't even have to get a personal reading if you like diving deep. If you like and have fun figuring out all the beautiful synchronicities and signs and divine conversations and how they resonate, it's all here. God knows I've got readings for fucking days and divine time. Let's go to the pick a cards. Go to the playlist of pick a cards. There's readings all over the fucking place. See what resonates. But don't stay separate from yourself. Spirit's giving you a heads up. It loves you. It doesn't want you to suffer. It wants you to choose the high road. If you're at this crossroad here, and you can take the red pill or the blue pill, get the fuck out the matrix. Stop choosing against yourself. That's what everybody's been taught. Life's a bitch and then you die. No, life is not meant to be a bitch. Life's not meant to be a bitch. Life is meant to be enjoyed. Life is meant to be beautiful. Love is not meant to hurt. Love is beautiful. So, stop just blindly doing what you've been taught. Work your fucking ass off. Feel obligated to take care of these people. Feel obligated to stay with that person, this person, stay at this job, that job. You've got fucking bills. Like, this is life. My nose is going crazy. That's the bridge to the third eye. Allow yourself to see. Allow yourself to see. The vision let the divine surprise you. Open yourself up to revelation. Why are these people, why are these situations in your mirror? What do you need to learn? The inner reflects in the outer. What can you learn about yourself from witnessing the outer experience as an observer, as someone who has manifested the perfect way to understand what's going on underneath? You will be surprised at what you find. If you need to go grounding, go grounding. If you need to let the rain wash your energy clean, let the rain wash it clean. If you want to do it in the shower instead, be my guest. Go in the shower and let it wash off the mental fog, the egoic desire to be right. Like, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Do you want to be right? Or do you want to be happy? Because if you're sticking around because you're determined to be right, even though it hurts, well, you can be right, but it's going to hurt. You could stick around to prove you're right. It's going to hurt. Or you can be happy and admit that maybe you weren't wrong to choose what you chose, but that it would be wrong to continue choosing it because it goes against your happiness. I hope this helps, Virgo. Let me pull you a quick Power of Love card as a reminder to take with you moving forward. Spirit, please. What divine reminder for Virgo and or Cancer, Scorpio, or Aries? What else? Really act from a place of self-nurturance, right? The dice, Mars and Cancer, act from a place of self-nurturance and let that be your legacy. 8th house. Remember kindness. It says, remember, you are a humanitarian made of love, and you are able to share that energy with others. You love everyone in your life to the highest ability when you tune in and love yourself and choose an alignment with how you want to feel. There is no better way to serve humanity than to be kind to yourself, to lead by example. You are made of love, and you can share that energy with others. You can choose it. Because when you choose to be kind to yourself, that you're not choosing things that cause you pain or stress or anxiety anymore. When you choose to be kind to yourself, you free everybody else to do the same. They have permission to be kind to themselves too. That is the greatest ripple there is. Be kind to you. Be kind to you. Don't bully yourself. Don't bully yourself. Be kind to you. Look in the mirror. Tell yourself it's okay. Apologize to yourself. I'm sorry. I've chosen some things that have hurt you pretty good. And I'm sorry. We're going to start choosing better. We're going to start choosing better. Make that vow to yourself. Take a vow of kindness. Right? Keep that one. Be kind to you. Promise to be kind to you. Especially if the outer experience is unkind. Mentally noted. With that said, guys. Oh, I just caught 1:17:17 on the clock. I love that. That's healing energy. Love that. I will catch y'all tomorrow. And I will make sure that we do get that video posted, me and Steph. I'm not sure when it's going to go up, but it will. And I think you guys are going to absolutely fucking love it. So keep an eye out for it. All right. You all have a great day, night, morning, wherever you are. And I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.